I'm going to go with the case of Margaret Ellen Fox. She was 14 years old when she went missing back in '74. Really mysterious case. It's coming up next. So I wanted to bring this case back up again. In 2019, there was a recording that was released by the police of a man that called the family's house and left a message. And I wanted you to hear that. I'm going to bring it to your attention again because so far they haven't gotten any leads from that recording. So I thought it was kind of important to have people listen to that recording again, see if maybe somebody recognizes that voice. But first, let me do the background on the case. So Margaret Fox, she was 14 years old. She attended the St. Paul Roman Catholic School in Burlington, New Jersey. Now, she wanted to earn some extra money, and her and her cousin decided that they were going to put in an ad in their local newspaper to see if anybody needed a babysitter. And they got a response. So Margaret's friend, Lynn Park, she received an answer to that ad, and there was a man, he said, yes, I need a babysitter. You can come to my house, babysit the kids. I got a swimming pool, the whole works. And she went to her parents to tell them, and they said, no, absolutely not. You're not doing that. So she told Margaret, and Margaret said, oh, I'll take the job. So she contacted the man, got it all set up, and she was going to take a bus to the location of where he was. So Margaret was supposed to meet him at Mill and High Streets in Burlington on June 24th, 1974. Margaret left a note for her parents. She told them that she's going to this Mount Holly home to babysit a 5-year-old. She told them that she's going to take the bus to get there, and the man was supposed to meet her at the bus stop at Mill and High Streets in Burlington, New Jersey. She left the note with all the details in it, and then her brother watches her get on the bus and leave. And that's the last time anyone ever saw her. Now, there was some witnesses that came forward. They said they actually saw Margaret at the Mill and High Street location, but they don't know what happened to her.
I am proud to announce the FBI is offering a reward up to $25,000 for information leading to the arrest and/or conviction of the person responsible for this crime. In the event the offender is deceased and you know the whereabouts of Margaret, we ask you if you would like to speak to you, and we will also like to speak to you as well. We understand that there is a likelihood that Margaret may be deceased. It is our mission that if this is the case, Margaret receives a proper burial, the Fox family can make closure, receive the answers that they deserve, and our community can begin to heal. One item in particular of interest was a phone call received by the Fox family shortly thereafter Margaret's disappearance, where an individual called the house reiterating a ransom note received from the family. For the first time, and with the help from FBI Quantico, the phone call will be able to be publicly released. In the past, this would not have been possible, and we are appreciative of the efforts of the FBI for continuing their efforts to apply the latest technologies available for this case.
So it was hours later when a phone call came into Margaret's home, and Margaret's mother answered the phone, and the man said that $10,000 might be a lot of bread, but your daughter's life is the buttered topping. So I want to have you listen to the recording and see if you recognize it. You can hear an accent in the voice, but let me let you listen to it now.
$10,000 might be a lot of bread, but your daughter's life is the buttered topping.
Who is it?
So the authorities were able to backtrack the incoming phone call from a phone booth at the supermarket in Lumberton. And they do know that the person said they were going to be picking up Margaret at the bus stop in a red Volkswagen, and that's all the information they have. They don't have a description of the person, nothing else to go by. Now, Margaret had brown hair and blue eyes. She was missing 2 front teeth at that time, and she wore eyeglasses. And I could go over the description of the clothing, but she won't be wearing those clothing now. But there are some other things, like she had a gold necklace with flowers and a blue stone on it, and a gold charm bracelet with a round blue stone. I'm bringing that up because of the Jane Does that show up. If you hear of a Jane Doe that had these items on them, there might be a match. And she was carrying a brown bag and an eyeglass case with a Huckleberry Hound design. Now, there's been a lot of people that were thought to be a match, and the police have already checked. There's about 10 or 12 people that have already been tested, and they were also Jane Does and other people that they finally have identified, and none of them have been a match to Margaret. She is still missing out there. Let me give you the phone number. If it comes up and you think of something, if you were in that neighborhood at that time and you think you might have a little bit of information, please let the Burlington City Police Department know. They're at 609-386-0262, and take a good look. I know they've done some age progression photos of Margaret, of what she might look like now. They're really clear pictures, and you got an age progression when you know what the person looked like when they were young. I think they can get a better match of what the person would look like when they're older, because they have that original picture when they were young. So take a look at that and see if you notice there's somebody around that looks like her, and they've got her with graying hair in one of the pictures here. So this would be a great mystery to solve if you recognize that voice even. By all means, call the police. Thank you so much. And if you have any tips on any of these cases that I'm talking about, or a Margaret's case, or something that you'd like to have me know about on a case that I haven't covered yet, by all means, give me a call, you can text message me, or you can find me on Facebook and send me an IM, and I will respond to you. All right, thank you everybody for listening. Bye-bye.